What is up, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Start, Build, Grow Show. We are touching another topic that is so trendy and so right on time for this industry. If you run a home service business at all and you haven't been living under a rock, you know that AI is changing marketing. It's changing everything we do with our businesses. And we have an expert with us that's going to dive in and share all the insights of what's going on in the world of marketing and technology and AI. So you are definitely going to want to stay tuned and hang out with us for a little bit.
Yeah, so Randy, really appreciate it. And yeah, it's definitely been a hot topic and something that I don't think it's almost to the point where they're tired of hearing about it, but it's so impactful in what's going on with people's businesses right now, especially with the way the economy is and all of that. So I really look forward to chatting with you on this and hopefully bringing some clarity and maybe some things that people could maybe do now to help their business out.
I love it, man. So my man, Cory Cullather with WebFX is joining us today, and we're going to dive into the topic. And here's the deal, man. I'm guilty as charged. Okay. Maybe it's just, I'm settling into my age, and I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been entrepreneur for 20 years. And like, maybe I'm adverse to the change, but like, as much as I don't want to admit it, man, I got to brace more and more and more daily. I'm like, okay, I got to lean in more to this AI thing. As much as I maybe I just don't want to change. I'm just a little old school, but it's just a reality. It's here. And those of us that are in that same mindset as myself, we're going to get wrapped up and walked over and passed on if we don't embrace it. So why not? Like literally, I've done a number of different episodes with some sort of something with AI, and even from the first one I did till now, it's changed 1,000%. It's moving that fast. So hey, might as well keep up with it. And I get to learn from experts like you, man. So give me your background. Let's dive in first. Generally, I want to tell some stories and connect with you a little bit. So give me your background, Cory.
Yeah, so goes way back. I was a contractor with my father for 20 plus years in Richmond, Virginia. I was an electrician. He was a general contractor. So really I wasn't one of those marketing people that just did that and don't have, I've put the boots on. I've laced the satchel on. I've done it all. And then I actually got into marketing back when, this is going to show my age a little bit, but back when the yellow pages went digital. So when they first started selling Google AdWords, I was part of that change, which was astronomical for home services, and been working in marketing advertising for a little over 15 years with a heavy focus on the roofing and also, help other industries, but that's been my one that I have stayed strong with consistently.
Yeah, love that. You know, that just brings up curiosity. I'm going to lean into that history there. Give me like over your whole journey in marketing, what has been maybe 2 or 3 of like the key pivots that have happened, like the paradigm shift, so to speak, of in marketing. I mean, yellow pages. So I'll preface this. I went to school. Went to college, got a degree, went to business school, got a degree in marketing. My emphasis was marketing.
Okay.
And this was like, I was on Facebook before Facebook was even public to anyone outside of being a college student, right? So I was a sophomore in college, and in order to even get a Facebook page, you had to have a valid college email address with the college email. So that's dating myself there, right? So that's like, so at that point, like it was barely a thing, and I'm learning all these yellow pages was part of what I learned in college. And like literally the months after I got out, it was everything I learned was obsolete. So give me a couple of those key paradigm shifts. I'm just curious.
Yeah, so there's been quite a few. So I would say the first being a yellow pages and getting people old school that love let's say newspaper, the phone book, and getting them to understand that there was a new thing out on digital marketing and you needed to be on Google, and trying to get them to understand that was not an easy task. So that was one. And then as it just continued, I'd say the next big shift was voice search, where you could go into your phone and say, hey, find me a roofing company near me, or HVAC, whatever it was. That was another one. Facebook was a astronomical one because everybody was on there, and it was a lot easier to market on there. But getting people that don't want to be public and don't want people to know about their business, getting them to understand, those are the people that could potentially become your client. So trying to get them to understand that. And I would say now with AI, I would say it's almost more impactful than any of those. Like, if you don't implement this in some way, shape, or form in your business, it could put a lot of businesses out. Okay. So I think those are the four: when Google AdWords, voice search, Facebook, and now AI. And AI, I think, is changing the game more than anything.
Absolutely. And I've heard that it's, you take all those combined plus all the other ancillary ones in between those, and combine them all. And now you add in like the effect and the power that AI is having on us. And there is like, I think as I hear this, okay, as you say those words, it's like there's a little sense of fear. Like, oh no, I feel like maybe I don't think I'm the only one that senses that when they hear that, right? So we hear this, we're like, there's a sense of fear, like, oh no, maybe you're an employee or an owner or whatever. Like, is AI going to replace my job? Is AI going to put me out of business? And I think, I mean, sure, there's a rightful place to, I get that sentiment, that feeling kind of stirs up, but I don't think that, I don't believe that. And every conversation I've had is not about, okay, AI is going to put you out of business. AI is going to take everything over. It's more of like, the quicker we learn and adapt how to utilize it, the better position we're going to be to capitalize on it. Is that fair?
Yes. And I think the biggest thing is, instead of people looking at AI as a fear, look at it as how you can utilize it to validate who you are in your business. You've been in business for a long time, seen a lot of different things, and probably have a lot of great referral partners, repeat business and stuff like that. And even though you get those referrals, there's still that sales process you have to go through. But imagine if you have your AI search and all that dialed in, to where somebody gives somebody a referral to reach out to you, and they go on AI and they're getting validated even before they call you. What do you think that closing percentage is going to be for when your sales guy is sitting in front of them and they've gone on ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, whatever it is, and they have just validated you 3 different places before you even started spilling anything out of your mouth? That's what I think contractors really need to grab a hold to. It's not like it's a scare thing, but utilize it to help validate who you are and the great type of business you have.
Yeah. Well, and we're going to lean into some more like context and takeaways here, but it's funny. Like, it was kind of cool. Like, isn't it? It's crazy to think, and tell me, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it true that people are trusting AI results more than Google reviews?
Great question, because that is something that has been drastic. I'd say when it first came out, might have been around the 5 to 10% people trusted it. Now it's over 58% people trust what these AI engines are telling them, and it's just increasing every single month. And especially as these AI engines and even Google are talking about the safety precautions that they're putting in to make sure that they're getting good information and solid information, that they're even validating what these AI engines and the answers you're getting.
Wow. I can remember a few months ago now with both my companies, the first time, and someone, we do coaching. I do coaching contractors, and the first time someone fills out the lead form, and they're like, and by the way, if you want to connect with me and look into that, hey, fill the form out on your link. But you fill that out, you like, how'd you find out about us, right? Hopefully it's a show or something. But when the first time, and I've had a number of people now, like ChatGPT or Claude or or whatever one of the other ones. I'm like, that's like a thing. I'm like, oh, cool. That me authorizing my marketing team to actually start leaning into that and making sure we're showing up on there is cool. But also, it wasn't so much as intentional. It was because we've just put out such. I've been obsessed with if I put some content out, if I'm going to show up and put some out there, what you see is what you get. No BS.
Right.
And I think that that's helped tremendously with both my businesses. Is we're always straightforward, shoot you straight, transparent, and be as honest and open and direct and educational as we possibly can. And the search engines have picked up on that, or the learning management software, the learning systems have picked up on that, and we're starting to get leads directly from that. In addition to that, then that leads me into our next discussion. Like, give me a quick rundown for somebody who's maybe not super familiar with all the EOs,
right?
SEOs, the LEO, the QEO. What are all the EOs? Give me the rundown real quick.
So, I mean, the biggest thing is they're LLMs, they're learning language model, answer engines. I think too many marketing companies try to make it too difficult. Let's just keep it simple, and it's AEO, it's SEO on steroids.
Yeah.
And you've heard this, and everybody says SEO is dead. No, it's just been reborn. Okay. It's been reborn and made even more relevant than ever before. But I think the key thing that everybody needs to understand about this, and you even said it, that you like to educate. Google and websites just used to be about, you do a search, you get, and put on your website what Google wanted. Now, what is very important, Randy, that I think that is going to be something that companies can do now without even having a marketing company do it for them, is going into these answer engines. And this is going to open up, I'm sure, more conversation, but asking, hey, what are homeowners looking for when looking for a roofing company in my area? Give me the top 5 questions that are being asked by a homeowner. Now, what you want to do, if it has to do about repair, is go to your repair page and make sure that you build out Q&As and you're answering those questions. If it's about replacement, then do the same thing on replacement. Is really making sure that you're just not educating on your website, that you're answering questions. That is going to be something that a lot of companies can do. And yes, you can use AI to write it. Just make sure it's personal, because a lot of times AI will write it in third person. So be careful, because it will get flagged. But those are things that I think that contractors can do without even having an agency do it for them. But you also got to be able to keep up with that, because those questions change all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm like scared of. Like, man, I'll spend time on learning. I bought a course that did the things, right? I bought the course and started taking the videos, and I'm like, this is a lot of time. And by the time you're done watching half of them, they're already changed because there's new things. I'm like, okay, let me assign this to my team. I literally just hired a guy that's going to be my internal for I have multiple companies, right? So it's like, all right, I need a guy that could do all the AI stuff and all the, just keep up with AI and all the things, so it's a thing, right? But so my question is, you mentioned that it's SEO has been reborn. What are some and I love the tip you gave us, but what are some of the big differences in, setting yourself up for the LLM or the AEO, as you're calling it, versus SEO? Like, what are some key takeaways that, one, I can either be thinking about if I do my own marketing, or if I'm looking to partner and make sure and to hold my marketing company accountable, or maybe I'm looking for a new marketing company. What are some of the things that I need to be asking my marketer or myself, or if I'm looking for a new marketing company, what are some things I need to be asking to make sure that I'm setting myself up right? Because that's a fear that I have, is this, it can be overwhelming. There's so much going on. How do I know that someone's not just blowing smoke up my butt? You know what I mean? Like, help me with that.
This could be a whole show just of its own on this one.
What did I just do? I opened up the can.
Yeah, you opened it up. So this is very important. And I love that you've said this in several things that you've been talking about, is the transparency, is really understanding the work that they're going to be doing. Okay. And being able to see that and seeing what they're doing on, because every answer engine, we're going to keep it simple. Every answer engine does things different and where it gets its information. You can even go in and do a search and say, hey, who's the top trusted roofing company in my area for storm damage, local, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And if you didn't show up, ask it, why did my company not show up? Those are the conversations that your marketing company needs to be having with you, is being that transparency and being like, hey, you're not getting enough reviews. hey, you're not answering your reviews properly, or your speed to lead isn't as fast as you think it is. Because Google is actually calling a lot of companies to try to get pricing, seeing how fast you respond. So they're using AI to screen a lot of companies. Okay, so those are some of the things. But back to your main question is they still need to be doing SEO, even though so many think that it's dead, it's been reborn. But you still need to be focusing on the backlinks to proper backlinks, not just saying I have 1,000, but getting high authority backlinks that are relevant to the type of work that you do and your industry. Those are what's impactful. Making sure that your mapping section, your localness is you own. And I love the, contractor dynamics. And when they say be 5 mile famous,
Yep.
they
Yep.
own
Joe
your
Hughes, man, a great friend of the show. He's been on here multiple times.
yeah,
He's my brother.
I can't say anything bad about him at all. But the thing of it is we need to be focusing, yes, 5 mile famous, but now you need to focus on 10 mile famous.
Okay.
But you got to own your back door before you go somewhere else. That's the problem with people with SEO and where LLMs and answer engines are kind of working together is they're not having a strong enough foundation with the traditional SEO. And then they're just jumping ship and going to answer engines and trying to be impactful there. Well, those answer engines are pulling from a lot of the Google content. So
Yeah.
if you're not relevant there, not saying you won't show up, I'm not going to say that, but it's going to be more difficult and you might not be showing as consistent to where if you dominate your mapping section, your core SEO, and you have a strong answer engine strategy, that market share is what's going to be increase. And right now, with everybody with the market being down and stuff like that, that's where the most impactful thing that they can do for their business right now.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's almost like the table's been cleared a little bit. With changing and adding in AI and all this, it's like everyone who had all this dominance for so long, if they don't make the necessary adjustments, it kind of like levels a playing field for a newer, smaller company to come in and gain share quickly. Is that fair?
Yes, I 100%. And the biggest thing, and I've been using this on some of my conversations, the market right now is kind of like if you think back to COVID and everybody went out and bought all the toilet paper and paper towels because they thought it was going to be a shortage. Okay. It's the same thing now with the industry and roofing and other ones that you need to gobble up as much market share as possible right now. You need to be consistent on all these other places, AI, regular SEO, all of them, and grab that market share because a lot of people are cutting their budgets. They're dialing down because it's slow. But some of the greatest companies in history doubled down during economical hardship and they are prospering. So making sure that you're doing all is my biggest takeaway from that. You got to be doing your traditional SEO. I know it's people want leads, they want them fast, but you've got to look at this and get through these next 6 to 8 months because that's how long I believe this is going to last.
Yeah.
And then the market should start shifting over, hopefully sooner. But that's where they need to really be focused on right now.
What is up? It's Randy Brothers. If you are a roofing contractor who's tired of feeling stuck, feeling overwhelmed, feeling like you're doing everything yourself, hey, I get it. I've been there, and that is exactly why I created the Roofing Academy. We have built a program that gives you real-world support from dialing in your CRM system, dialing in your workflows, helping you hire the right people, and teaching you how to actually understand your numbers. We combine that with a group mastermind, a community of other roofers who are on the same journey, and our step-by-step patented roofing success system. It's not just coaching, it's a roadmap to help you grow your business, build your team, and get back your time. If you're ready to stop guessing and finally build a business without having to do everything, let's talk. Go to theroofingacademy.com or just click that link below for an absolutely free discovery call. I can't wait to connect with you and help you with your next move.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense. So, back to, I guess, the interview. So what's the expectation? If I'm learning these things and now, okay, I expect transparency. I expect them to kind of know and be up to speed with making sure my SEO is in place in order to, make sure I'm showing up on all the learning management, on the AI platforms. What are some of the expectations? Like, what should I be expecting? Like frequency, like what does that transparency look like? What does the reporting look like? What do I get to see to know that I'm actually, getting back value from my investment?
Yeah. And that's a hard one because a lot of companies, marketing agencies don't have that type of capability to track.
Ooh.
I mean, we've actually built a platform that tracks all the questions that are being asked in your market. We track how you're doing against your top 5 competitors, how you're doing against your entire market as far as ranking on answer engines, and how much search volume is coming in. So it's hard for a lot of companies to track that because they don't really have the technology to do it on, like we track on 9 different answer engines. So it's a lot of work on the back end to doing that. But the biggest thing that a company that doesn't have that to be looking at, because a lot of roofing companies, their search volume is starting to drop down. They're starting to see that decline. But what they need to look at and really make sure that they're educated, and there's lots of people, I help them, but looking at their Google Analytics, because if your traffic's down, but then your direct traffic and your referral traffic is up, because that's how it comes through for answer engines. Okay, because there's not a proven system for tracking everything on it, but that's one way of doing it. Now ChatGPT has where you can do ads now.
Okay. Yeah.
You can
Well,
track
and that's kind of circling me to a burning question that I've been asking a lot of people, because there's the debate, and actually it seems like there's one kind of dominant, but which is I'm probably gonna know the answer to this, but all right, fine, I give up. I'm going in on AI, but now where do I go? There's so many platforms, there's so many places. Like, what is the top? I know that, what is your opinion on that? Like, what's the top platforms, maybe the top 2 or 3, and then personally, and I'm actually thinking about, I have accounts at all these, but I feel like there's something I learned recently that I haven't really leaned into and done properly is setting it up.
Yeah.
Like, how do I not only identify like what's going to be the best platform for me to use, not only for my regular day-to-day, but for my business, but also what's the best way to set it up and create like the profiles and the personas and the prompting to make it work really well for me?
Yeah. So I'd say the most dominant ones right now, of course, is ChatGPT, because it was the first. But Gemini and Google AI Overview are where we're seeing the most search volume coming from.
Search volume. Okay.
Yeah. So those, I mean, because people are still going to go to Google, and you got the AI mode and the AI Overview. So that gets so much visibility just because of the Google brand.
Sure.
Okay. But the biggest thing when telling people how to set theirs up is really have a conversation with your chat or your ChatGPT or whatever, and get it to know how you communicate, how you want things done, and then you ask it to save it. So always having those. You can also even have it scan your Facebook page and break down your entire Facebook page and build a prompt about you from what you post and what you do on your social media, and also what you do on LinkedIn. So you can have Perplexity is probably the best for that. You just put in your Facebook URL. It'll completely scan the entire thing, all your history, your comments, and let you know about you. And then you have it all right, now write me a savable prompt so that you know how I communicate, who I am, my things I like to do, my hobbies, my family, and save it. So then when you communicate with it and ask it questions, it knows how you like to be communicated to as well.
I like that. So how do I apply that to, like, from a business perspective?
So with that is, if you have SOPs, if you have your core values, anything and everything that you can put about your business, you need to be feeding that into whichever engine you choose to work with. Okay. Because then it understands your SOPs and how you run your business, put in your business page so it knows how your business is online, but then really letting it know, what kind of boss are you? And really, but you got to be vulnerable with it, but also telling it that, hey, this is what my goals are.
Yeah.
I mean, I always tell people, feed in on a regular basis what your goals are, because those change. Put in what your revenue goals are. Put in everything you can. If you have a meeting, a Monday meeting or a Friday meeting, monthly meetings, those need to be recorded and then share the transcript with your chat engine.
Wow. Okay. So you can get pretty granular with this.
You can get extremely granular with it. And then if you have, like, people are using Chirp and these other things, now you can take that information and put it in there as well. So it can know how and help you how to communicate better with some of your sales reps.
Yeah, I love that. We just had Ryan Finn on like last week. We recorded with Chirp. Yeah. I don't think it's even come out yet. But yeah, I love that you mentioned that. Awesome. And unscripted. This is how it rolls. You know, these things, we bring people on here that are good at what they do, and that's awesome. So from a personal, okay, those are the best. Those are getting great search results, right? The ones that you mentioned. But from a functionality perspective, is there any differences or anything else? I'm hearing Claude is doing a lot of big things, or I'm trying to figure out, like, where do I just, if I'm going to put all my eggs in one basket, like, where do I go?
I say, me personally, I've seen where there's more connectors and things that you can connect to Claude.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's where, from a business point of view, I would say Claude is probably the strongest. But as we know, that could change next week, because then chat could have a whole new connector program. Yeah. But everything, you can connect your Google Drive, I mean, everything to Claude. So it becomes almost like your business assistant, because it can read everything. It can read your emails. It can do everything. So if I was a business owner, I would be looking into Claude more than anything. I use ChatGPT to write, maybe some emails and stuff like that, or personal stuff. Yeah. But Claude is my business platform that I use daily.
Yeah, love it. Okay, so what else? I mean, we talked about a lot of the online stuff, and we're going to start to land the plane here. But let's take media and social media and video and podcasting and like all the other things. How do those all come together to give me the best possible outcome when it comes to, showing up ahead of others in the learning management search engines?
This is a huge topic. And I think even Gary Vee talked about it before anybody knew it was a thing. But video is still king. It always will be. But the biggest piece of it is make sure that you have the transcriptions, closed captions, and all that built into your YouTube videos. Okay. And if you put those, because these LLMs, answer engines, are scanning the transcription, they're not watching the video, they're reading the information. So the key thing, and I can't remember, I think it's John Carter talked about this at a small event that we did. The biggest thing that people need to be doing is, if you're going to do a video, is make sure that you know what are the most searched videos about your industry. Yeah. If it's about roof repair, roof replacement, then make sure that you have that verbiage in your video and in the transcription, because it's going to pick up that information. It's keywords. So same thing with Facebook. Video is king, because a lot of people don't want to read. I mean, don't want to watch, or they can't because maybe they're in a meeting and they're not supposed to be on their phone, but they can read the closed caption or the transcript on a YouTube video. So all those things are a major factor for answer engines.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that, because I find myself, when I'm reading, like, I read the devotional every morning. I read a little video on the Bible app, and I find myself like reading the transcript. My eyes go to that transcript more so than listening and watching the person talking on the video.
Yeah, and the thing is that people also absorb more when they can hear and read the transcript at the same time. Just like you're saying with your Bible verse, you can have them read it to you, but you can also follow along. You're absorbing that at a much higher rate than if you just did one or the other. So it's the same thing with these answer engines, learning about your business to make sure that the homeowners are getting it in front of them. So video, keep doing it. I say everybody should have a YouTube channel. Whatever videos you're doing on Facebook, you should be doing those type of educational things on YouTube and have it connected to all your marketing.
Yeah, love that. Hey man, it's been awesome. Like so much awesome advice, and it sounds like you this is your thing, right? I start bringing up some of these things, you glow and get excited.
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. I love that. It sounds like you're truly passionate about what you're doing and passionate about your clients. Say I'm somebody listening to this and I wanted to pick your brain some more, maybe connect with you. What's the best way to do that?
They can find me on Facebook. It's Cory James Cullather, or, I'm sure this will be saved, but my email is very easy. It's Cory@webfx.com. But I love it when people reach out on social media because I put a lot of educational stuff on there. But the biggest thing is that I want them to take away is there's plenty of people that truly want to help. I feel like I truly am a servant to the industry and want to help as much as possible. So I know I'm a salesperson, but don't think I'm going to push the sales. I truly want to help the industry as much as possible. So please reach out either through Facebook or you can email me. But yeah, it's been great being on here. I really appreciate it, Randy.
Love it, man. All right, man. So now is where I get to put you on the spot. You said 15 years you've been doing you've been doing this thing. What's the biggest lesson you've learned in 15 years that you want to share with our audience?
Biggest lesson: under promise, over deliver. Because marketing is the most hated industry, I think, out there, and really making sure that we're in alignment, that expectations are laid out at the very beginning. It's one of the things that I've learned, through the different companies that I've worked for, is really expectations are key. And that's where I truly try to be different in the industry. I don't care if I have to under expectations, bottom level, what could happen, but it's going to at least sit there and then we over deliver. That's been the biggest thing for me, but also that relationships are more valuable than a sale.
Yeah, love that. That's huge. Relationships are more valuable than the sale. You
Absolutely.
build a relationship that can last a lifetime, right?
Yep.
A sale is just a transaction. So fantastic, man. Cory, it's been awesome hanging out with you. For those of you who have enjoyed the show, if you're new to the show, it's your support, it's your likes, it's your follows, your subscription, your shares, your comments that keep this show going, that keep all the algorithms that we just talked about showing us, keeping us serving the industry like we do. It's just free educational content that we're trying to do to serve the industry that we love so much. So we appreciate you. Thank you. Like, subscribe, send me a message. Let's connect. Thanks everybody. Thank you, Cory. God bless.
Thank you.